Hello, hello, hello. Hit it. I wanna sit you down and let you know just how I feel. It's been a long time since I felt so strong. It was too long since loving. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Round two. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my gosh. What an amazing time we are about to have, guys. I want you to take this opportunity right now and share this live. We are about to have an amazingly beautiful night in spoken word. I am so excited. I have my wine ready. I am ready. Before I go further, I would like to thank my show sponsors. Bling It, thank you so much for your continued support. Step Aside by Lachey. Thank you so much, Diva. Thank you so much. And Southern Charm Vacation Rentals. Always listen, if you come into Atlanta and you need somewhere to stay, you need to stay with Southern Charm Vacation Rentals. They got you covered. So are you guys ready? Let's breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. I wanted to do that extra breathing because we have the incomparable Mr. Howard Hewitt that is joining us tonight. I'm so excited. Mr. Hewitt, are you anywhere around, sir? Let's bring him in. Guys, share this live. Share this live. I'm so excited. Hello, Mr. Hewitt. How are you?
Computer audio.
Hey, I
Hey,
hear you now. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Hold on. I was taking care of some business while you guys had me waiting. Michelle, I'll call you back, okay? Okay, thanks.
I love it. I have Grammy Award winner, son of Howard and Charlene Hewitt, Ohio native, father of four, former lead singer of Shalamar, dancer on Soul Train, the
Oh,
amazingly,
wait.
wait,
I was never a soul trained dancer.
you
Never,
didn't dance?
ever a soul
You're
trained dancer.
Let me tell you, I did. I did. Let me just say this: the amazingly talented Howard Hewitt. Now let's go back and research that. You never danced on Soul Train?
Yeah, the only time I danced on Soul Train was when I worked on Soul Train with Shalamar. So I did the choreography, but as far as a dancer, I was never a Soul Train dancer. Never.
Wow. Well, thank you for clearing that up because I researched that and that's what they said. I'm like, I don't remember Howard dancing, but okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't
sis,
dance. I move. I don't dance. I move.
I was going to ask you, can you dance at all? Your career, now correct me if I'm wrong because now I'm a little concerned. So let me make sure.
I'll let you
Your
know.
correct me. Your career spans 40 years.
50, actually.
Wow. Wow. All right. From R&B to gospel.
Right. Yes.
50 years?
Well, it all depends. See, because there's two concepts as far as like professional when you're professional, right?
Okay.
One concept is when you make your first dollar. People say you're professional when you make your first dollar. Well, I know people who made $1, so to speak, and then waited tables for about 10 years and then made another dollar 10 years later. Now,
Right.
I can't say that that were they professional from the time they made their dollar? I don't know. But then the second concept is when you can sustain yourself as far as, what you do. Well, I
Absolutely.
started I started singing when I was 10 years old, and we
Wow.
had the what we called. My mom put it together. My mom was a professional gospel promoter in the Cleveland, Akron, Canton area, and she brought everybody in from James Cleveland, Albertina Walker, and the Caravans, Pilgrim
Oh.
Jubilees,
Quartets.
Silvertones, all the groups, everything. Bill Moss and the Celestials out of Detroit, everything. And so when I was 10, she put me and my sisters together, and we called ourselves the Hewitt Singers. And she literally kicked me out on stage the first time I ever went out on stage. After I got out there, it was kind of cool, so I was good. But like, so of course nepotism was alive and well in our family, and once we were able to hold our own, and as far as doing the show, then of course we opened up all of her shows that she brought in. And then in the summertime, when we get out of school, we'd do the chitlin circuit, gospel chitlin circuit, up and down
Absolutely.
the East Coast, Midwest, up through the eastern part of Canada and stuff. So I
Wow.
started when I was 10 years old, and continued. This is basically all I've ever done. I had one 9 to 5 in my life. That's when I
Wow.
was about 19 years old, and I worked in the women's shoe department at this department store when I first got out here. I was about 20 years old when I first got out here to California. So this is all
So
I've ever.
you know a little bit of something about quartet singing then.
I know a whole lot of something about quartet singing. And gospel. To me, gospel, what I
Mhm.
do, like people say, like, "Say Amen" is a gospel song, but
Yes.
to me, "Say Amen" is an inspirational song. There's a difference between inspirational songs and gospel songs. I mean,
Mhm.
gospel does a whole it brings, and I have mad respect for gospel music, Shirley Caesar and all that
Absolutely.
kind of stuff, because but that brings a whole nother emotion,
Yeah.
whereas I believe, inspirational song uh uh it gives you a suggestion, what I'm
Mhm.
saying, like,
Mhm.
I want to thank you, God, for giving me one more chance to raise my
Yeah.
voice and sing your praise. I sing it
Yeah.
out loud. I sing it all day.
Yeah.
You know. And it's a thing. Let's look at praising His name. You know, in
Yeah.
another light, another situation.
I remember when that song came out, it had all the elements of a nice crossover.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that everyone could sing and not feel that they were Bible beat. So I
Right.
understand what you mean by that. I do. I'm from the South, so I totally get it. I was
Right.
actually raised on quartet singing as well. My whole entire family were quartet singers, so I understand that whole circuit.
Yeah.
You have sang with Jody Watley, Stacey Lattisaw, Duke, Joe Sample, Anita Baker. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Without being uninvited to Christmas dinner, which was the best experience that you had out of all the artists you've ever performed with? What was the best?
Well, there's so all of them pose like a different kind of atmosphere. A lot of them,
Mm-hmm.
and each of them were very special in their own right. And but I used to love working with George Duke, because not only was he my one of my best friends, but he was like, I mean, just
Yeah.
just an amazing producer, and lends, an artist, the freedom to be the
Mm-hmm.
artist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Quincy Jones had his ways of producing and stuff that I love. Going into the studio with Quincy was almost like going to school. I mean, he come,
Ah.
he have his his notes and
Uh-huh.
everything, and you go in there, and then so I checked that out. That was early in my career, which was really cool in my recording career, which
Uh-huh.
is really cool because it laid a good foundation for me to have George Duke type of production, Quincy Jones type of production. Leon Sylvers was a whole
Ah.
nother kind of producer, and so that I'm a foundation man. I believe I don't believe anything can stand without a strong foundation, and
Mhm.
anytime you can build on that foundation, then, like, because back in the day when they built houses in my neighborhood when I was a kid, I mean, they would take forever on the foundation, right? And
Oh
then,
my
but once the
gosh.
foundation was done, that house would go up, choo choo choo, just like that.
Oh
And
wow.
and you could tear, if the foundation was strong, you could tear that house down and build a
Absolutely.
whole brand new house on top of it. So.
It's interesting that you would say foundation. Looking at the R&B now, which is very little, right, compared to back then,
Mhm.
what do you feel is missing? If anything, you may feel like nothing is missing, but what
I,
do you feel is missing?
yeah, I don't feel, I feel like they try to replace it with everything, but you can't replace R&B. The R&B
Yeah.
is talking about foundation. That's the foundation. The
Right.
foundation of hip hop. It's the foundation of country music, for goodness sake.
Hmm.
Foundation of rock, and
Hmm. Hmm.
most of the English artists really realized that. The David Bowies when he was alive, and
Mm.
Mick Jagger and all that. I remember a famous interview that David Bowie did with MTV when MTV was first starting, and his whole thing was like, how can, and that was before MTV was playing any black music on it.
Yeah.
And David Bowie says, you can look it up, you can YouTube it, but David Bowie says, how can you call yourself a music channel if you don't play R&B music?
Right.
This is a cat. I remember I first started going over to England with a group that I was with before Shalamar, uh,
Ugh.
back in like '77. You know what I'm saying? And
Ugh.
and and you go down to this area there called Piccadilly Circus, and it's where all the theaters are, and the movie theaters and clubs and all that kind of stuff. And I remember going down there, taking the tube, going down to Piccadilly Circus, and there was a one of those Elizabethan theaters that they put, all they did was put a banner up, said soul music, you know,
Wow.
and those people were wrapped around the block to go in there and experience soul. It was somebody playing records, it was a
Wow.
DJ playing records.
Hmm. Hmm.
And this, like I said, this is 77, 78, 79, so they've been into R&B music. And I remember, getting back to your question, I don't think there's anything missing. I think that there is an attempt to try and replace, uh, to put another label on it, you know, and,
Mm.
and that's good. That's cool. People like labels. People feel comfortable when you
Hmm.
when you categorize, when you put things in categories, and that's all good. But you got to realize that the basis of the whole thing is R&B.
Do you ever mentor, or are you into mentoring any of the younger artists?
You know, I did a couple. I have a couple times. It's very fulfilling, but
Hmm.
I'm so busy. I mean, not right now, of course, but
Right.
but I'm so busy that I don't want to start something that I hate to start something that I can't follow
Hmm.
up on. You know,
Hmm.
phone calls are good, to check out and check in on people and stuff. But, to really is effectively, I believe, effectively mentor somebody, you have to really be there and be
Be
present.
present.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot of times with the mentoring uh, is necessary because of something that hasn't been present in that person's life. So I
Mhm.
don't want to be added to that to that
Yeah.
present. But I mean, I believe, I have, uh, had young artists that I talk to, and I'll check up on,
Good. Well, you mentioned since this country is in lockdown, I found a few lyrics. I found one lyric in particular that I think is fitting. If you could allow me an opportunity to, I'm going to do it in the rhythm of spoken word. And then I'm going to ask you a question. Since this is a spoken word show, all it says, and if time would allow for such an affair, darling, I don't care. We don't have to go anywhere.
Mm.
We'll stay home, turn the lights down low, play our favorite video, or better still, make our own private show.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
do you mean by private show?
yeah. I tell you, what it was like, it's like, hey, some people like the visual effect of whatever they're into, and I believe that that a relationship between man and woman, especially husband and wife, there's nothing, off limits as far as that's concerned. Because as long as long as both parties are,
Consenting.
yes,
Right.
and and then there's nothing wrong with that. So you make your own private show, then and then later on, watch it and just but
Well, we
show
have plenty of time.
yeah, show me was
Mm.
that type of song where I just some songs it's like you got to make sure that this is the right phrase.
Yeah.
It's almost like some songs like pulling teeth. You gotta think about it. You gotta but show me, man. I mean, show me was like butter. Show me. I
Oh,
wrote the lyrics and the melody to show me like within about I think it was 3 hours. It was done.
oh my gosh.
You
Your
know,
lyrics. I mean, your lyrics, your voice, that little thing you do, that little thing, that little thing you do. It's just I can't even put it in words. That little thing, that little that thing there. I don't know what it is, but it's amazing and it's on point every single time. I'm just saying. All right. Tell us about your concert series that you have. We have listeners that want to be involved with that. So tell us about that.
yes, I'm doing since we've been locked down. I've been doing. I figured wanted to do something because it was like 1 minute. I mean, because I was supposed to go to England, right, on March 3rd, right,
Wow.
and excuse me, and so March we were getting. I was going to go March 3rd, do a couple shows, come back March 8th, right,
Mm-hmm.
and then when we got towards the end, we were getting towards the end of February, and I told my manager, I said, "Man, I'm not really feeling comfortable about this." And he said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, the only definite thing that I can see and hear in these people's voices and in their faces is the uncertainty about what's going on."
Yeah.
And I said, and I told, I said, he said, "Well, what do you want me to do?" I said, "Well, I want you to start talking to them about moving those 2 days because it's only 2 days. We're finally taking my solo show into England, and
Nice.
and so I move them into the later part of the year because I couldn't really see jumping on a 10 and a half hour flight, going there for 5 days, jumping on a 10 and a half hour flight, coming back home. And I said I could potentially be spreading because the only certain thing they said was the incubation period was 7 to 14 days.
Right. And that
So
was early on.
I said I could be potentially spreading this thing for 10 days and not even know I got it. And so my manager said, and check out my man, this is typical manager talk, right? He says, "Well, Howard, nobody," because that was before anybody had pulled any dates or anything. Nobody had canceled dates or anything. And so he says, "Well, nobody's canceling dates and nobody's, postponing or pulling dates or rescheduling." And my mom passed in 1992, right?
Oh wow. Okay.
And I heard my mom's voice so clear in my head. She said, because when I was a kid, she used to always say, "So if one of your friends go jump off a bridge, you're gonna go jump off a bridge with them,
I think all mom said that. Must was the same class.
everything. We just got the same playbook. Uh,
Right.
and so like, I started laughing and I told my manager, I said, "Look, I'm doing this because of my responsibility with
Yeah.
the people that I love, people around me, my family. My lady lives in North Carolina. I was gonna go visit her, and I
Yeah.
didn't want to put her in any type of danger, or her mom or
Yeah.
anybody." And so and then so we did that, but then like about 4 or 5 days later, that's when everybody started stuff hit the fan. Everybody started. So it's one. So it's So it's one day I'm working. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
And
The
which
next
day and
day,
time and
the next day, everything from March, April, May, June, and then we're still got. I think there's some dates in July that are trying to stay in place. But so I started, once we went into this, I started doing this thing called the Shut-In Mini Concert Series.
Love it.
It's on my
Absolutely.
it's on my Facebook fan page, and I do it every Friday night, maybe sometimes Sunday, you know what I'm saying? But I announce on the fan page, about what day I'm gonna do it, before I do it and stuff. So I do that. Plus now I'm starting to do these women crush Wednesdays on Instagram. So the
Mm.
Instagram live. I do those on Wednesday. Both are from at 6 o'clock. Start at 6 o'clock West Coast time, 9 o'clock East Coast time, and
Okay.
you know, I just been having fun on the Facebook on the setting series. Last time was number 10.
Wow.
10. So you can go on my Facebook fan page and view all of them are on there. So
Well, I'm gonna make sure that all the folks that are listening to us tonight are aware of your concert series and your Wednesday night get down. Just follow him. Just follow him. Y'all know Howard is still doing his thing. He's still very relevant. Can't y'all tell? He's very relevant, still doing his thing. I absolutely love it. I could talk to you forever, but I can't. I got like a whole show to do. So maybe me and you need to chop it up another time. But this has been amazing. Yes, thank you so much, Howard. God bless
I
you.
love your questions. I love your energy.
Oh,
It's
thank
great.
you so much. Thank you. I work hard. Trust me.
The Zoom thing, I'm starting to really dig it, because it's like it's a good way to keep in touch with family as well as do these type of interviews and stuff. I think there's a lot of stuff that has happened since this whole situation that hopefully will continue, happening afterwards.
I agree. So don't you ever forget me, man. I'm the T lady. I'm Latika. So don't act funny when I'm all trying to get behind stage and they arresting me. And I'm like, he knows me.
Who
Like
that?
I'm trying to get to you. I'm trying to get to you. And they're arresting me back. So I'm like, no, we're friends. Like, come on now.
I got you. The T lady.
The T lady. I love you, darling. Take care of yourself. Take care of your babies. Just take care of
And
yourself.
everybody stay healthy.
Yes.
Don't let yourselves become guinea pigs for these people.
Yes.
We have to really, 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 just cause they open it up don't mean that we gotta jump in there. So
Amen.
be safe, be healthy, and God bless y'all. Yeah.
Love you, sweetheart. Bye.
Bye-bye. God
Bye,
bless.
sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank you.
That interview was actually facilitated by Ken Bedford. I want to take an opportunity to tell Ken, thank you so much. Did you guys enjoy Howard Hewitt? I did. I mean, I could talk to Howard for another 20 minutes. Well, we got like a whole show. We have a whole show to do, like a whole entire show. So we have to keep it moving. So Howard, stay. Hey, I'm going to call you back. We got some stuff. I'm kind of feeling that Wednesday night crush thing. He said, woman's crush. Wednesday, whatever he called it. Ladies, where y'all at? We need to join that on the Instagram on Wednesday. I'll get more information. All right, so let's get this party started. It is spoken word, guys. I wanted to give you guys something different tonight. I know the majority of my listeners are steppers, but steppers like other stuff too. We don't just dance. We can't dance right now anyway. So I figured we would do some other things. You know what I'm saying? Get to talk to some artists. I do have a whole list of artists that I want to get to. So fingers crossed that I'll be able to bring them on. I'm not going to throw their names out there right now, but I think God, just pray that I'll be able to bring them on and bring that entertainment to you guys. But we have Ken G that's coming to the stage. Now, instead of us clapping, because we can't clap, well, we could clap, but I don't know you're clapping because I ain't in front of you. You know what I mean? We're going to make this thing fun. So when you're liking what they're saying, when you're feeling what they're doing, I want you to put hashtag sip sip in the comments. So hashtag sip sip when you are feeling what they are bringing. Hello, Ken G. How are you doing, sweetheart?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I just got an opportunity I don't know if you had an opportunity to see the interview with Howard Hewitt, but it was beautiful.
It was great. You did an awesome job.
Thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about yourself and then get in your zone, brother.
All right, so I'm Kenny G the poet. Used to go by Cupid's Puppet, but Kenny G these days. I'm a teacher. I teach at a middle school out here in Cobb County. Let's see. I'm a dad. My son's birthday is today. So
Oh, happy birthday, darling.
He turned 1. So I've got 2 short pieces that I would like to do if you wouldn't mind. Here we go. So this first piece is for the ladies. It's one that I wrote about.
That's all right. We're going to give Kenny G an opportunity to tell his person to just look at him on Facebook and not try to call him.
I know, right?
Like, look at me on Facebook. All right, let's go. Get it.
All right, here we go. I ain't the smartest man in the world, but I know women hurt just like men do. But you see, it's these inconsiderate brothers that write off more feelings than my poetic pen would do. You see, silly brothers don't understand that all feelings don't derive from just the genitals. But see, understanding how she feels on the inside, see, that in itself is its own miracle. You see, it's all about those orgasmic conversations. You see, it's all about you brothers being the lap restraints to these sisters' emotional roller coaster situations. See, then there'll be less time for you and her to be debating. There'll be less time for you to be figuring out why she's so complicated. I.e., my brother, there'll be more time for you and her to be caking. I know y'all saying, well, damn, Kenny G, it can't be that frustrating. But you know, some brothers still don't get it. They give these sisters their body, but not their mind and soul. And you know, 1/3 just ain't gonna get it. Yeah, I'll admit it. Sometimes you do have to please her. But when you love her, my brother, you give her everything, never tease her. I know it's for a fact that real women like a man that can walk what he talks. And every action that surrounds him is always written in pen, never chalk. So how many times you gonna keep giving it to them lies that you don't boss? See, real gentlemen have been quiet for too long now. It's our turn to talk. I met this girl that says her man wants sex without relation. Now, some women sing the same tune, they just don't know when to change the station. Now, it's not the fact that men take advantage of women because they lack the education, it's just that some of these females excel in situations where emotions are complicated. But you know, some women just keep saying, but Kenny, I can change him. I can mold him. Well, baby girl, if that's your poker hand, you most definitely need to fold him. Put those cards back in the pack and in fact change the game, because ain't no need in shaping and molding Tyrone and he ain't gonna change. Ain't no need in doing things different if the outcome's the same. You so set in trying to change that, brother. You don't even own his last name. But what I will say to these men, AKA you uninformed lovers, she needs a strong, independent, and well-informed brother. Thank you.
Sip, 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 sip. That was beautiful. Oh my God. That was deep. I love it. Sip, sip, my brother. All right.
The second piece is a little pet peeve poem of mine. I hope you like it. I used to sit 3 rows down from an amazingly gorgeous Nubian goddess. She was the hottest. She had long flowing hair, 18 inches to be exact, lace fronted beautifully from her forehead down to her back. And as I leaned back to put down my mat, my ears resonated from what was going on within. This was the heifer, the entire semester that had the affinity for clicking pins. You may as well have pushed her fake edges back and gave her butt teeth. Because had I known the entire time that it was her Tourette's thumb that was bothering me, I would have cut her eyelids off and gave her sleeping pills and watched her try to fall asleep. But I mean, some people love feeding my pet peeves. You know, like the chick that sits behind me with her pasty bare feet curling her toes on the basket underneath my desk. I can feel that, you idiot. Or maybe I should Instagram your baby toe. You know, the one with no nail that you somehow still keep painting. Maybe then they'll become famous for the best pet peeve food in the world. Of little girls who wear plastic shoes and take purpose with each and every step. Running down each and every aisle of the supermarket, I abhor you. Or for women who have text message response anxiety because I have not texted you back in 3 seconds, I wish I could ignore you. But now the read receipt is all the ammunition you need for your enraged attention, like I know you read my messages. Well, maybe I don't have a response yet. And for you idiots who keep thinking that there are synonyms, I imagine giving them a tablespoon of cinnamon and stabbing them with epinephrine just so I can see them squirm. Then they'll learn that they're not going to change their meaning just because you put them there. Now, don't be afraid to open up your chips in class. Nobody's going to kill you. But you carefully trying to free open a bag of potato crisps during the quietest part of the class time will make me kill you. Dear Pringles, I am a grown-ass man. Consequently, I have grown man hands that can't fit inside your can of bliss. So please fix this before I come down there and blow up your cowboy horse seat potato chip making factory into the abyss. Now hear this. For my women who keep putting us good men in categories with these ain't nothing brothers, I will fart underneath the sheets and I will not hesitate to fan the covers. For my brothers who keep using pause and no homo as commas and periods to constipate your sentences, I will stab you in the neck with a butter knife. And I will keep giving it to you over and over and over and over and over and over again. Wait, pause. But you know what I hate most of all? I hate that nowadays the television is now more powerful and potent than street corner poets. People believe in it more than the conscious lyricists. So the next time you go to an open mic, somebody please do me a favor. Somebody tell these entertaining poets to stop leaving their revolution on paper. Because in my mind, empty words and clean hands have never bared a fruitful season. So keep giving me a reason to keep believing that what you say is what you do. Because otherwise, I'll put you on my next poem and you'll be my pet peeve too. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Oh my God. Ken J. Oh
Thank
my
you.
God.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm just gonna sip. I don't even.
Hey, take a sip. Take a
Why
sip.
do I have like a tear in my eye? Oh my God.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
The baby toe, the nail on the baby toe was personal. It was personal. That was amazing. Thank you, Ken G, for sharing your love and your words with us. Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Miss T.
All right, baby. Until next time, continue to look at the show, share the live.
I sure will.
All right, cool. Ooh, Candyman, let me hear something, baby. Woo!
I guess I was just waiting for the right time, you know.
Come on with it, y'all.
So why don't you sit
Are y'all
down?
having a good time on Facebook?
We
Hey,
step from across the room.
we are having a ball.
We're
We're having a ball, y'all. If you guys are having a good time, let me see some hearts on Facebook. I do have my Facebook up and I can see ya. So let me see some hearts. Let me see some thumbs up that you guys are enjoying this evening. A beautiful night of spoken word. Oh, I'm in a zone, y'all. If y'all ain't in a zone, just get off this live. You know what I mean? Hey, let's get it. All right. Candyman. Bring it down, bring it down. Calling to the stage, we have Tyrone coming, the big man poet. I think that's what he said, the big black man. No, the big man poet. Tyrone, help me with that. Help me with it. But he goes by Tyrone. He's my brother. He's a part of my fam, and I love him so much. But he's gonna bring him to the stage right now. You're looking great, Tyrone.
I shaved.
Sure, you looked amazing. Well, you're up on the stage. If you guys are just joining the live, we have spoken word artists that are coming up. We just finished with Howard Hewitt. Then we had Kenny. Let me tell you, Kenny brought it. I totally enjoyed that. Now we have Tyrone to the stage. Tell us a little bit about yourself and let us hear it.
I mean, you already know a little bit about me, but for those that don't know, my name is Tyrone Blackwell. I live in Norcross, Georgia, and I am a spoken word artist. I also work at Macy's. I also do graphic design, and I'm a jack of all trades. And I'm 6'4", so I see everybody.
Well, how about that? Well, let's hear it, baby.
Okay, well, I got 2 pieces for this evening, and the first one is a piece of me. Perfection should be your name. And excuse me for being too forward, but the magnetic attraction pulled me towards you when the first syllables to come out my mouth is damn. How can my heart scribble Mona Lisa's by your name? And how can the morning sun wake with me, sleeping and drooling on newly born verses that overly whisper silently compassions about you? And many may wonder why my eyes stay red. Many a night I rise out the comforts of my own sleep just to capture intangible dreams in scripted concrete. And in completion of yet another masterpiece, your silhouette dances in the last smile of the evening moon. I am on that level to where your very shadow is beautiful. And in attempts to put my feelings in a rhyme, the words seem to depreciate in value and rust in the drowning pools of doubt, leaving only the true, genuine emotions to remain. And in the rising of the sun, I lay awake only to be haunted by the beauty of your melody. Am I to remain in this paradise of blissful misery? To mentally draw your likeness in the emptiness of space just to have you in my company? Even in the imagination of my fantasy through the powers that be ridicule me. And it's not to say that I'm hard to please, and it may seem corny, but yes, baby, you complete me. The very taste of you has changed my heart's pace and changed my heart's pace. And rather than going through this whole story, I just want to say it's okay that you will always have a piece of me.
Sip, 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 sip. I love it. Let's get it. Candyman, cut your music for me, baby. All right, go ahead.
You want me to wait or keep going?
No, you're good. Let's go.
Tenfold. Quarantine thinking. Temporarily, my mind is battling with the symptoms of an unknown strain of cabin fever, so my delivery might not come off as smoothly as it should. But in the 40 some odd days that I've been left alone with my thoughts, I thought it best to voice some of them off and give you something to do, because just like you, I'm trying my best not to let this crisis, pandemic, whatever this is, get the best of me. And rather than entertaining the theory that all of this is just a hoax, risk everything by stepping in the crowds of unknown entities and ignoring all rules of social distancing, I sit here in this house writing, drinking my H2O, because the thought of me bringing something deadly home does not entertain me. And then there are the various degrees of difficulty when facing the responsibility that I should stay away from those that bring joy to my soul, when all I want to do is clink glasses with those who bring joy to my soul and treat me right and treat me well. Well, hell, I'd go as far as even going into my car, meeting my folks in the middle of the street, just to see their faces when I use my indoor voice. Hey there, how you doing? How you holding up? And before the curfew comes up, I'm safely back in my home, washing my hands for 30 seconds before reassuming the position of writing my thoughts and feelings that come naturally when using quarantine thinking. Thank you.
Loved it. Sip, 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 sip. You guys make sure you are following Tyrone Blackwell on Facebook. I appreciate that, Tall T. You know you're my brother and I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank
you for the opportunity.
No problem. Thank you. And I love that background is hidden.
Hey.
All right, guys. So listen. We're middle ways to show. We have two more artists coming up. But before we go further, we do have Mr. Trombone coming up. That's Jeff Bradshaw. Let me hear a little music, Candyman, as we bring in Jeff. Are you guys having a good time? I'm in such a zone. It may be the wine, I'm not sure, but I'm feeling real good. Hey. Hello, Jeff Bradshaw. It looks like your phone is turned the long way, so try. Perfect. How you doing?
What's up? All is well. All is well.
Great. Fantastic. Let me say this quote to you, and I want you to tell me where it came from. No matter what someone says, with God on your side, you can accomplish the unthinkable.
My mother.
Your mother said that. How do those words, I'm sure, ring through your mind all the time when you're going through trials and tribulations, right?
Absolutely.
Born and raised in North Philly. Soul, jazz, and hip hop funk innovator. A man the man that cruised into his 50s with grace, baby. Self-taught trombonist that played with Michael Jackson, Jill Scott, Patti LaBelle, just to name a few of the greats. The Roots. Jeff Bradshaw, y'all. Give it up for Jeff He's on the live, y'all. Give it up for him. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Sir, you have made the trombone not just an instrument. And of course, many came before you. But listen at your stuff, man. Listen, I was in a marching band and I played the clarinet. Now, I remember the brass folks going before us. Now, you had the trumpets, you had the trombones. I think the tubas was in the back. I never heard no trombone sound like your trombone. You got a special trombone, sir?
You know, my father taught me, because, you know, I'm self-taught, my father taught me to play. And he played about 5 or 6 instruments himself. And he taught me to play trombone in church. And I learned how to play trombone playing old Negro spirituals and old gospel hymns. And so that's the way I learned how to play. So he taught me how to play the lyrics and words of songs, you know. So when most people that are schooled, that learn to play the scales and learn to play notes, all of that, you know, I got all of that later. But when I was introduced to the instrument in church, it was all about, you know, all about the lyrics, the words, you know, amazing grace, how sweet love. Like that's the way I learned to play trombone. So that's why nobody sounds like me, because that's the way I was taught.
Trombone Shorty, Duke, J.J. Johnson, Lawrence Brown, Lois Nelson, some of the legends that have played the trombone. If you had an opportunity to play with any of the legends, not just the ones that I mentioned, any of the legends here or gone on, who would you want to play with?
Well, most of the legends that I grew up listening to, I loved. Fred Wesley was kind of like my trombone idol outside of my father. Fred Wesley from the JBs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Fred Wesley, the trombone player for James Brown and the JBs, who arranged a lot of James Brown's music. He arranged a lot of that music. He was one of my idols, and I got a chance to play with him and meet him and him become one of my mentors. I mean, Wycliffe Gordon from Augusta, Georgia, one of my homeboys, is one of the greats walking the earth right now. Saunders Sermon, who's from Florida but lives in Atlanta, incredible trombonist. Trombone Shorty, Troy Andrews, one of my brothers. He was on my last album, and he is on my forthcoming album. So that's one of my tight brothers. Trombone Shorty is one of my homies, you know. But I've been blessed to be around and meet some really great guys. But my father was my #1 inspiration on trombone. Norman Bradshaw was the shit.
He was the shit. Now, this is just a side note. How do you guys get your jaws to get so big? Like, is that like something you just learn over time, or is it what is that? How do you do that?
Actually, that's incorrect.
Oh, okay.
It's an incorrect. No.
Oh.
When you see musicians playing with their jaws big, that's actually the wrong way. When they teach you in music school, you know, they teach you to play with your corners tight. It's almost like a sad face. You play like this.
Okay.
Your jaws tight. But sometimes life does what it does. I learned to play the right way by my father. My father didn't play with his cheeks out, but that's just the way that I learned to play. And once I saw Dizzy Gillespie, I didn't feel bad anymore.
No.
And sometimes I play depending upon how, you know, upon accuracy and things like that that hamper our abilities. Sometimes with accuracy, with higher things, my jaws will be in. Sometimes when I'm playing with bigger, fuller things, sometimes my jaws will be out. I actually don't know, because I don't know what's happening.
Really?
I'm not looking in the mirror like, oh, my jaw's big.
My jaw's big. Right. You're just doing it.
I'm supposed to have it, and I'm just playing what I feel, trying to touch people, you know.
Well, you definitely touch people in a major, major way. One of the things that really I noticed when I was doing the research on you, you had some recent health challenges. And by the way, you look amazing, sir. How are you doing?
I'm great.
You look great.
100% healthy, taking good care of myself. You know, we can always do better, but I'm doing
Absolutely.
far better than I was doing in 2016 when I was diagnosed with diverticulitis and had to learn how to eat all over again. I had to learn there were things I could not eat anymore. You know, and I always try to tell people, make sure with every meal you have, make sure that you have green vegetables or some form of fiber in every meal, at least 2 out of your 3 main meals in the day, to make sure that you have fiber in your diet, because that's what diverticulitis is. It's just blood-filled pockets in the walls of your diverticula in your large intestines that, because of not having enough fiber in your diet over the years, you know, a lot of things get stuck there, and it forms blood-filled pockets and very painful, this and that. And at some point, you know, people have to have, you know, a foot, 2 feet of their large intestines removed because it's so bad. But you know, I was blessed to kind of turn my thing around.
Praise
you know,
God.
but I learned a very valuable lesson. You know, so you know that was 2016. This is 2020.
You look great.
Guys been good to me. And I'm truly excited and happy about where I am in my career. And I've been touring like crazy and working like crazy, you know, up until COVID-19. You know, I've been rolling, and for the last 2 years, you know, this new album, Stronger, that I'm getting ready to release in June, it kind of feels like my comeback album, because I haven't put a record out in 5 years, you know, since the live album, you know, and the live album, Jeff Bradshaw and Friends Home, was my best work, you know, and people were like, oh my God, how are you going to top that? How are you going to top that? And I believe that I did. I believe I have. I can't wait for people to hear this new album.
On Home, you had that one song, All Time Love, with Robert Glasper, Eric Roberson, and very nice, sexy, groovy cut. It is very, very nice. And I noticed in your song, you're welcome. I noticed with the song that you did with Jill Scott, Slide, the video had a very Harlem Renaissance feel to it. How did that come to be? How did your vision for that song and the video come to be?
That was all Jill Scott. That was all Jill.
Really?
You know, my best friend, one of my best friends for 30 years. And she helped me get my record deal with Hidden Beach Recordings, which myself, Jill, Kendrick the Family Soul, Mike Phillips, we were all signed to Hidden Beach at that time. So it was a lot of music coming out of California.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of music coming out of Santa Monica at that time. But Jill helped me. I was signed by Steve McHugh at Hidden Beach. And I was on my first album, Bone Deep. And when I gave Jill the music for the song, which was produced by June Burvine out of Philly, she didn't just tell me how much she liked the song, but when she heard the song, she said, let me tell you what this is. This is a girl in the Harlem Renaissance. She's dressed like this with her girlfriends, and her hat is like boom, and the flower is on her shoulder like boom. And she had the whole vision.
She saw it.
Of the video, not just the song. She had the whole vision of the video worked out. So it was only right for her to direct the video, which she did.
How does it feel when you have friends like Jill, that's been your friend for many, many years, be able to take your music and your vision? Because, you know, it's one thing to have vision, but it's something else when you can give your vision to someone else and they get it. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what, you get it and you trust them, right?
So it's not an easy thing to do, but that was my first album. Jill was one of the most creative people I ever met. And I knew if that's what she saw, I was going to go with it.
Yes.
And that's how Slide, the video, the song and the video came about.
Well, it's beautiful. And I will go ahead and just throw this hint out there. I would love to interview Jill. We're sitting at home. Why not? I'm just saying. Tell Jill I'm good, folks. I'm all right. We'll talk offline. You don't have to promise nothing now. We'll talk offline. I ain't got a problem.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So today when I spoke to you, you were giddy. That's the only other word I can give it, but giddy. You were giddy because you've just been told that your song Prototype hit #1. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How does that feel?
So Prototype is after 3 weeks made it to #1 on the urban charts on the urban
Yes.
adult contemporary charts, on the urban influencer, urban contemporary charts, and it's my first #1 single. This is my fourth album, and this will be my fourth album, and this is my first #1 single. And I was just
Congratulations.
like, wow. You know, I knew that the song was great. That's why I wanted to record it. And I knew having Raheem DeVaughn be a part of it was going to be amazing. And having Robert Glasper.
Well,
I mean, you just can't go wrong with
no.
having Robert. We all have worked together before. And I thought this was the right song at the right time for the right record. And so far, you know, on the urban influencer, urban AC charts, we are #1. It's my first #1 single, and many more to come. I'm far from satisfied. I want to get to the top of the smooth jazz charts. I want to get to the top of the R&B charts. You know, I mean, this is just one chart that we got to #1. You know, and there's a few more out there, and I just want people to continue to be touched by this single. I can't wait for them to hear the album. Though. The album is incredible.
Listen, I must put my suggestion or my ask in for 2 people now. That would be Jill Scott and Raheem DeVaughn. Again, you don't have to promise anything right now. We'll talk about it offline. I love both of those.
They are DeVaughn.
I know. But I can't just call them, Jeff. You got to call them and say, T Lady, she good folks.
You hit Raheem up. You hit Raheem in his DM.
How about that? All right, cool.
Hit Raheem up in his DM.
Can I use your name?
Absolutely.
That's all I need. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Listen, tell us how we can support you. Tell us what we need to do to follow you, all that stuff. Because my folks want to be in your camp, man. What do we need to do to follow you?
The first thing we need to do is to go back to 2003
Yeah.
and download all my music that they missed. Bone Deep in 2003 was my first album. Bone Deep had Jill Scott, Glenn Lewis, Floetry, Darius Rucker, and so many others. My second album, Bon Appetit, had Mesa, Raheem DeVaughn, Kendrick the Family Soul, and many others. My last live album, Jeff Bradshaw and Friends, Home, One Special Night at the Kimmel Center, my live album. That album had Najee, Will Downing, Kenny Lattimore, Kim Burrell, Robert Glasper, Eric Roberson, Tweet, Take 6, Trombone
I don't know if you
Shorty.
lost him or not. Looks like he's frozen.
I'm here.
Okay, now it's catching. There it is. You were saying something about the last album.
The live album has, like Marsha Ambrosius, Bilal, Najee, Will Downing, Eric Roberson, Robert Glasper, Tweet, Kenny Lattimore, Take 6,
Nice.
Trombone Shorty, Kim Burrell. I mean, that was my last album, the live album, Jeff Bradshaw and Friends.
Nice.
And my new album, Stronger, which is dropping in June, has like Glenn Lewis, Frank McComb, Amber Jean of Moonchild, Raheem DeVaughn, Robert Glasper, Jazzy Jeff, Chubb Rock, Christian McBride.
What?
I mean, it's so many people on this album. Paula Champion, Mike Burton. There's so many people, so many incredible people. So many incredible legends on this record. This is my best work, and I'm so excited about June. We're gonna break records with this album.
And I believe you, and I'm praying that you will. Give us your call, your numbers, your social media handles. Yes.
All social media on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's I am Jeff Bradshaw.
I am Jeff Bradshaw.
I am Jeff Bradshaw on all my social media. Twitter, IG, and Facebook is I am Jeff Bradshaw. And you want to keep up with my tour once we do tours and stuff that I'm releasing. Once we get back to that,
it's coming.
My website is IamJeffBradshaw.com.
Well, listen, Jeff, congratulations on that #1. Congratulations on the success of your new record. I don't see any reason why now is not your time to have all #1s. Why not?
Me either. I believe that. I
It's
receive
in
that.
season. Amen. Everything is in season, man. God gives it to you when he thinks you're ready. That's the way I look at it. Like when you ain't ready, he ain't gonna give it to you. You have to look back and say, Lord, thank you for not giving it to me then, because I think I would have messed it up. But now I'm ready.
And why not? And why not me? I'm in
And
this
why
business.
not?
I'm in this business with great music, great artists on my albums. I'm from North Philly. I don't have no $1 million budgets like Chris Brown or Drake or Boney James.
Right.
You know, these big, gigantic smooth jazz people that have been out here for years. I'm not even a smooth jazz artist. I am a soul baby trapped into a trombone. That's what I am. And that's what my music sounds like. And that's what it feels like. I'm a soul baby who just happens to play trombone. You can't put me in those boxes. They put you in the boxes they have to put you in because, okay, you're an instrumentalist. Your music sounds good. So that means you must be jazz.
Right.
You're not really straight ahead jazz like Miles Davis and Charlie Parker. Your thing is more like soul jazz. So we'll call you smooth. We'll put you over there with the smooth jazz guys. But then you have like Jill Scott on your album, and you have Raheem DeVaughn on your album. So that means
it doesn't fit, right?
So you're a soul artist too. So what are you? I'm just a soul baby. I'm a soul baby that plays trombone. Put me where you want to put me. Just buy my music and be touched by it.
Welcome to being an innovator, like your like your write-up said. Welcome to being a groundbreaker, a trendsetter. Trend setting is never easy. So congratulations on it. Keep your head up. God could have took you out of here, but he didn't. So you still here. So let's get busy. Let's get busy. 2020 might be a wash. 2020 might be a wash. We don't know yet. But 2021, amen. Hallelujah. How about that?
Absolutely.
It's been a blessing talking to you. I am going to use your name when I inbox these folks. So please don't act brand new. Okay. I love you, my brother. Take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. All right. God bless you and thank you.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you. Bye. That interview was brought to me, the opportunity, by Lachey. Lachey is one of our sponsors tonight for the Stepper Size Machine. That was a contact that she had, and she said, hey, why not have Jeff Bradshaw? I was like, well, hey, why not? So thank you, Lachey, for that. I do appreciate it. All right, y'all, let's get back into the show because, we can't be here all night. So we're going to bring to the stage Mr. Daryl Fun. Some of the steppers may know his mother. Mother is Zelda Fun. So steppers, y'all may know his mother, Miss Zelda. She's one of ours. So this is her son, Daryl. So we're gonna bring Daryl to the stage. How you doing, Daryl?
On my flow and how I move to a death groove. I keep my rep smooth. On the down low, I travel with my mind to the street, concrete like the gravel. I'm in deep, so I gotta hit you from a real perspective.
Hey, Daryl, how you doing, baby?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I am fantastic. Candy Man, you can cut that music. Thank you so much for patiently waiting to your
fun.
time.
I enjoyed the show.
Are you enjoying the show? We're having a good time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
it's
much
really
so.
good. Yeah. So tell folks a little bit about yourself and let's hear it.
All right. Well, there's a whole bunch of things to say about me, but the one thing I want to make sure that everybody knows, the name is Mr. Fun. It's MISTAFUNN. That's my website. That's all social media, every platform you want to get. I also have 3 books that I've written. One is called The Day the Sun Wouldn't Rise. The other is a novel called Misery Loves Company. And then the third is called Take That to the Bank. It's a relationship book. And you see how thin it is? All the answers you need right here in this book. You can get them off of my website or you can get them on Amazon. So
I love it.
Right.
Shameless plug. I love it.
Hey, you got to use your time wisely. So, all right, here we go.
I love it. Well, let's hear it. I got my stuff. I got my wine.
You ready? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you've been stuck at home. Some of you questioning your current status, contemplating if having corona is really all that bad. Let me ask you, if I told you by the end of this poem, I could fix all of your relationships, would you believe me? No? Okay, well, let's start with you. Now, this is not the part where I say you are the one with the problem and I'm the man with the perfect way to solve them. Won't bring up every ex you ever had and how they never appreciated you. See, before a diamond is appraised, it already has value. Now, you are the diamond if I somehow forgot to mention, but while we're here, I really need you to listen. then I really hope you hear me. So I'm gonna speak loud and clearly, so clear you think I got glass in my veins. That's a ram wrap for skin. You are where it always begins. You see, there are boys and there are men. We are all males. You ask, what's the difference? See, when a man looks at you, he sees beauty marks, not scars. Boys shoot their shot and hope to land a star. Men, we don't look for space. We just create opportunity. Now, both boy and man can see your femininity, but only one can comprehend. You're not some 5-star chick, woman. You are a galaxy. But more than that, a man wants to explore you. He is never content with just a surface view. He doesn't see you or treat you lesser or greater. You are both equal. He is not trying to be your savior. Now I know what you're thinking. Them dudes don't even exist in these times, using the old statement, a good man is hard to find. Well, finding one is not really your plight. But when you say the word man, you're not really using it right. Okay, let me ask you, if he is your man, but you are his girl, why do you get mad when he acts like a boy and plays you? See, it's not about the standards you keep, it's about the ones you cling to. Relationships are continuous achievements. When things are dead between us, it means we have stopped growing. Now, of course, we love your looks. That's part of the sales pitch. But a woman who walks with confidence doesn't need to advertise it. Okay, a quick way to tell the difference between boys and men. Boys sometimes buy what you're selling, but men make investments that gain interest over time. This is how a relationship is defined by how much it appreciates. But Mr. Fun, I don't need a man. Sweetheart, I never said you do. And if that's all you heard, then this poem is not for you, but the one sitting next to you really needs to hear this. It's not about needing a man, it's about fixing relationships. Okay, stop. Now, I know there are many different types of couples out there, and I will say that my truth may not apply to them all, but I can say with confidence, a man like me loves a woman who is never complacent, willing to try new things, and if there's trouble, we face it together, always side by side. Listen twice as hard as you talk. Never let your ego be your guide. If you get nothing else from this poem, please take this to heart. Stop calling boys men. You see, that's where your confusion starts. The next time a dude tries to talk to you, really pay attention to what he says. Within minutes, a boy or a man will show you what the difference is. And this applies to friendships, lovers, and acquaintances. Think like a woman. What you want, you control it. And if your heart is really precious, then why are you letting weak niggas hold it? That's that poem right there.
Baby! Oh, that was amazing!
Thank you.
Oh my God. Somebody on the Facebook said wordsmith.
Oh,
absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Oh, some people want to know if you're published. Yes. If you just logged on, he has books for sale. Those are the books that are for sale. Make sure you are following Daryl Fun, Mr. Fun. So we'll make sure we post all of this information again. Do you have another one for us? Please say you do.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right. I was lost. That's fine.
I mean, I don't have anything that's relationship ready. I got like some more political stuff, if you know.
Do it. Go. It ain't got to be relationship.
All right. So then.
Most of us at home by ourselves. Well, not me.
Well,
I'm
cool.
not by myself. So it ain't got to be no relationship.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. So I got you.
One more. Okay, let's go.
You're going to enjoy this one. Some movies are so good, we never stop talking about them. I mean, everybody out there remembers the 5 Heartbeats. Eddie Kane Jr. sliding across the stage, Big Red dangling that one dude off the balcony. If I started singing, nights like this, I wish, without skipping a beat, y'all would jump in, that raindrops would fall. Then it would happen. It always does. One thing leads to another. We become a riot of Black movie quotes, a tsunami of, I got one for you. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change, or until you do right by me, everything you do gonna fail. And who can forget the ultimate sexual chocolate? Sexual chocolate! You see what I mean? You're sitting there waiting for the next line, hoping that you can get in on this flashback. Like I said, some movies are so good, we never stop talking about them. By the way, does anybody remember Eric Garner, Still Waiting to Exhale? Trayvon Martin, This Boy in the Hood Who Never Finished His Long Walk Home, Sometimes in April, Walter Scott, Eric Harris, Freddie Gray Jr., these bad boys getting a new form of higher learning on school days. And I am telling you. If I started singing Dream Girls without skipping a beat, would you remember Melissa Williams, Sharmo Edwards, Rekia Boyd, for colored girls who never chose to set it off? Their skin was their only crime, like Sandra Bland, Diary of a Mad Black Woman who lost her sparkle in a Texas jail cell. Then it would happen. It always does. One thing leads to another. An officer, a gentleman, a simple stop and frisk turns into a time to kill in the heat of the night. Sister, act like white chicks because every day is an invitation to life. No matter how innocent you die, baby boy, you will always be considered a major pain, an enemy of the state, a menace to society, and the cops are American gangsters on training day, awarded their freedom for their King Kong, ain't got shit on me behavior. It's funny. Scary movies are never talked about around Oscar time. Granted, Oscar shot in the back was just horrifying enough to make the big screen. I guess making it past the credits is dying before progress. But tell me, how to make it from Friday to the Friday after next when hands up, don't shoot sounds like a negotiator screaming, you want my blood, then take my blood. There are so many wrongful deaths that go unseen, forgotten tales from the hood, it seems. Black murders, like Black movies, are only remembered when someone is feeling nostalgia.
Wow. Oh, oh my gosh. How does a woman that talks all the time be speechless?
Wow.
Wow. That was Facebook, please listen. Give me some sips, give me some hearts, give me some thumbs, give me everything, every button down at the bottom of your phone. Just hit it. Because I'm just, oh my gosh, that was so deep, fun. You took me through all types of emotions. Like I was smiling, that's what you meant to do, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, well, that's what you did. Well, you were successful. Well, you were successful, sir. That was amazing. Make sure you give us all of your information to follow you and purchase your books. Give me all that.
Yes, so it's Mr. Fun, MISTAFUNN.com. It's Mr. Fun on Instagram, Twitter. If you want to hear those poems, you go to my SoundCloud page. They are on there. Everything is Mr. Fun, so it's real easy for you to remember, MISTAFUNN. My books are on my website. They're here. Get them because they're dope and all that other cool stuff. And now I can't wait to hear Wanisha.
All right, so guys, just so you guys will know, Dara Fon is the one that actually designed my logo and most of all of my marketing material. So I got to throw that in there.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So thank you so much. And I did not know you had this talent as well. I mean, my God, what else do you do? Do you hair? Do you do hair?
I do nails.
See, you see what I'm saying?
I'm from Baltimore, so I got my license to do nails a long time ago.
How about that? See,
Yeah.
you know, all in one. I love it. And you cook. So I don't know, ladies. I don't know. Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I love you. Thank you. Stay tuned for my Miss Wanisha. All right, so y'all listen. That's Zelda Funds, baby. I told y'all that's her baby. Let me tell y'all, are you guys having a good time? I told you I do have my Facebook Live up. So please let me see some hearts and some thumbs that you guys are having a good time. Now, this is our last artist coming to the stage, just as Wanisha. I decided to bring the female on last. If you guys have noticed, this show has been all men folk. I said, you know what? We're going to bring a woman up to pull this thing up in the rear. You understand what I'm saying? Miss Wanisha Spencer. Oh, my God. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Oh, my God. Please tell me you're ready.
You keep me on my feet, happily
Hello,
excited by your color.
I am so excited to have you, Miss Wanisha. It looks like you might be on mute. Can you hear me okay?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you fine.
Are you ready, baby?
I am ready.
Ready. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and we're going to get this thing started. Let's get it.
All right. Well, my name is Wanisha Spencer, of course. Born and raised in St. Petersburg, Florida. Currently live here in Atlanta, of course, and I work for a private agency. We actually stabilize women who've been rescued from human sex trafficking and exploitation.
Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful cause. All right. So let's get it. I'm ready.
All right. Well, the poem that I'm going to share for tonight, considering what's happening around the world, I think there's so many things that are pulling us I feel for a lot of us back to, I would say, our first love. I think there's been a spiritual awakening that is happening with everyone. And so this piece is titled Exposed. Jesus, take the wheel, take it from my hands, 'cause I can't do this on my own. I'm letting go, so give me one more chance, protect me from this road I'm on. Jesus, take the wheel. Father, can you hear me? Father, can you hear me? I stand before you frail and broken, attempting to gather the tiny pieces of grace that I seem to keep walking away from. Rejection got me questioning your reasoning for keeping me here. After failing every test at best, I keep living my life in this Sunday to Sunday cycle. Don't know how many times I've gone to the altar asking for God to change my ways, yet was back to the old me before quoting your best and brightest days, and I don't see nothing ahead of me. I'm in a fight for my spiritual life as if my salvation was all to me. Yet my past keeps whispering, Juanisha, you are so undeserving. It's true. I've been living like a peasant. When I aspire to do good, seems like evil is always present. Standing at the crossroads, the world entices me to join. Some talk about Judas, yet I compromised my standards for some coins. But God, you're the only one that I want in my business. So while I'm in this transition, please be patient with me. Flashback, take me back to the day I met you, to the moment I realized I couldn't live without you, and my only desire was to serve and just please you. Sidetracked on my own journey, operating out of my own will, yet you love me still. Couldn't deal with the judgment of portraying a holy facade, fooling others but couldn't fool God like a flash mob. I thought I could get away with it for the moment. Soul and spirit dormant while operating on fumes, I assumed that if I looked and dressed the part, memorized Christian jargon, went to church every Sunday, made time to listen to my praise 102.5, and the fish, it would dismiss my wretched heart. But secretly, I thought it was all about me, was quick to condemn others while I was slowly dying from a chronic illness called false humility. So you really enjoy my poetry? Well, praise God, it's not about me. Well, each and every compliment planted seeds inwardly. I fed my ego and starved my spirit. God gave me directions, but I struggled to hear it. I was crazy in love with my own agenda. God said, give it to me, but I refused to surrender. I was a poetically proficient pretender. I was determined to make myself famous like Amos, and attaining these thoughts became spiritually dangerous. You see, pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. So it was no surprise in a matter of time, my personal possessions, I began to lose them all. But I thank God for the wake-up call. So now I'm running back to you, Lord, and I do as you command. My heart has been made new with no hidden agendas in my hands. I am no longer self-employed. Jesus Christ is my boss. No need for me to chase stacks when he already paid the cost. Thinking you lost. Lord, I'll be your vessel without expecting anything in return. Lost souls drawn to Christ is what my spirit yearns. For me, this process was necessary, and my motives had to be exposed. With a transformed mind and a renewed heart, God, if you send me, and only if you send me, then I'll go.
Oh my God. Ooh. Give me a minute.
Okay.
My goodness, my goodness, my goodness.
That poem takes a lot out of me.
Oh,
T lady.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
That was beautiful. I knew I had to put you last because every time I hear you, you make me cry. Every single time. I knew I had to put you last because I wouldn't have been no good for Howard. If I would have put you sooner, I wouldn't have been able to talk to Howard. If I Oh my God. I'm scared to ask for another one, Juanisha. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. I'll be laying down here on my floor in a fetal position
Oh.
Oh my gosh. You did another one for me the first time I did a spoken word event. And I remember, I think it was Black Woman or something like that. And it was about woman. Do you remember that one?
I do.
All right. Can you give us that one tonight or?
Sure.
Are y'all here for it? I see people are here going, I am here for it. I am here for it. Are you guys here for it? Some people are like, she does the same to me. It's just,
okay.
Give me one more, Renisha.
Let me get me a little sip of water real quick.
You're good.
Okay. This piece you're talking about is called The Rise and Fall of the Independent Woman.
Okay.
It was based on it was based on an event that I went to called The Rise and Fall of the Independent Woman. And after seeing that, I feel like, especially as women, when it comes to being independent, though I get it, but I do believe that God did not create us to be an island. We need each other. And so I was inspired by that event. So this is this poem. All rise. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. While the conceived notion of honesty might sound odd, and quite frankly, well, I was comfortable being behind the mask. This task I was given, his mission I've stricken, and my ability to endure, well, it's now being tested. Tangled webs of lies and deception, but I wasn't raised this way. I could blame it on the no good brother, but I'm responsible for my own actions. The many roles a woman must carry and crying in the public, child, that's never an option. Overachiever, friend, mother, sister, and sometimes father, depending on the situation. Hesitation in the hearts of the men who want to love us because society's depiction, where we're simply too independent for our own good. Often imitated, never duplicated, perpetrated, and sadly like me, sometimes just misunderstood. Situations we toss to the back burner, too prideful to pray about the things that really bother us because weakness and imperfections are so unattractive. According to the man we ain't got yet, break a sweat, child, never. Rarely clever when faced with opposition. Is it my disposition that makes you want to proceed with caution? You see, too often we allow ourselves to settle for what and who just makes us feel good for the moment, leaving our true emotions to lay dormant and neglected for the sake of everybody else. I'm just tired. Can't keep walking this long road on my way to nowhere, operating with no purpose and only scratching the surface of what God has invested in me. Criticized for wearing the weight of the world on my shoulders and like boulders, well, it only helps my foundation. Failed relationships couldn't stop me. Dictators can't block me. I possess a rumble of 1,000 earthquakes. And for my sake, I'm gonna keep the promise that was made to my ancestors. That whether the road seems long and never ending, pending generations are now following me. Young women who must learn that giving out samples don't make him no potential buyer. And if he can't buy you a new Mercedes, well, that don't mean he's not a provider. Understand that emotions can now run deep on both ends, and then you will begin to nurture the hand of the man that you're raising. Understand that boys will play with toys if you let them, and men don't rise to standards unless you make them. Ladies, they are not mind readers. Men, we are not babysitters. Out of your ribs, we were formed, placed beside you to love and adorn. Men, be wise in your words. A woman's heart is like doves waiting to fly. A wrong move could cause destiny to say hello and goodbye. Never forget who you are and what you're worth. You see, one thing I know is true. Besides God, nobody knows your value but you. Allow God and his infinite wisdom to direct your faith. For God's blessings, be patient, stand firm, and just wait. And that, Your Honor, is the truth.
Let me get some sips on this live. Why don't you please let me get some sips? This is Wanisha Spencer, y'all. If this is your first encounter of Wanisha Spencer, please get to know Miss Wanisha Spencer. Please, please, please let us know. Let them know how they can follow you, how they can purchase your materials. She has materials. Please let us know.
Awesome. Well, I do have an album that's out. Of course, no one's buying CDs anymore. However, wherever digital music is sold, I have music available. The album is available on Tidal, iMusic, Amazon, Google Play, You can search for everything up under my first and last name, Juanisha Spencer. The title of the album is called Down My Sidewalk. And as far as my social media, I'm Juanisha Spencer on everything. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, that's it.
Let me tell you, my sister, you did not disappoint by pulling up the rear. You did not disappoint, sis. I'm just saying, my man was great, but baby, she brings it. She had me crying, y'all. Can you believe it? Again, Juanisha, listen, sis, you can't keep now these eyelashes barely on here. Now listen, now you know we can't get out and get them done. So come on now. I love you so much. Thank you so much for giving up your gift tonight. We appreciate it. We really, really do. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Take care of yourself, please.
Thank you so much. You too.
Bye, sweetheart. Oh my gosh. Candyman, give me something, baby. Now I understand. I don't even know what to say other than I have had an amazing, beautiful spoken word. I want to say thank you to my sponsors again. Bling It, Stepper Size by Lachey, Southern Charm Vacation Rentals. Also thank you to the handsome Howard Hewitt. Howard Hewitt. Can you believe that, guys? Chef Bradshaw, walking in destiny and purpose. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for making this night beautiful. I could not have asked for anything better than tonight. I mean, it was absolutely everything I thought it would be. I appreciate you all for coming on the live tonight. We've enjoyed you guys. Make sure you share the live. This will be also placed on YouTube, so you guys can share it from there as well. If you have not followed me on all the social media, please do so. I am on Instagram. That's TLadyATL. That is TTEA Lady ATL. And my YouTube channel is Talking Tea with Tika. We have had an amazing time. We've had an amazing time. It feels spiritual right now. Thank you, Candyman. I needed that. Thank you. God is so good. You guys continue to take care of yourself. Please be safe. And love on each other. All right. Stay encouraged. Bye. Touch this dance. Finally. Now I understand why it's cigarette. Yes. Cigarette, you and me, yeah. Play that. And by his blood, I've been redeemed. Oh, yeah. Tell the fight. We stand up now. Let's just stay right here for a second. We don't have to log off yet, Judy. Our production team. We carry it on. Do something with a yeah. Do something with a yeah. Because of Christ, yeah. Now we can say that we see, I know. Come on. We got conquerors, yeah. Oh, but no matter what we go through, yeah. We are conquerors. See, Lord, I'm gonna give my promise to you. We are conquerors. Oh, we're running the race. Yeah. Thank you so much. I see you guys showing the love. I just couldn't log off yet. Then the Lord have a way of just showing up whenever he wants to show up, right? He just shows up and sit there. So y'all ain't going nowhere. You thought it was one thing, but let me show it real quick and let you guys know that I'm still in control. So guys, I love you guys so much. We are out of here. We're out of here. We're out of here. Love you. And as always, sip, sip.